Welcome to this overview of NovaT6. The purpose of this introduction is to give you an idea of the general layout and functions of NT6. So don't worry at this stage if you don't understand how everything works. All the functions will be explained in detail in other presentations. Nova opens to display the school's timetable cycle. And in this particular example, you can see that the school has a 2-week timetable from Monday A to Friday B, and each day has 6 periods. Later in the course, I'll show you how to set up your school's timetable cycle. Along the top of the screen, you'll see a series of buttons. These are set out in a fairly logical sequence for the timetabling process. The Model button takes us to the school's curriculum model. The year groups are displayed on the left-hand side, and if we select, say, Year 10, it will take us to the Year 10 curriculum model. You will see that the students are divided into 2 bands, 10G and 10S. In this school, 4 option blocks serve the entire year group, whereas Maths, English, PE, etc. serve the individual bands. In the English block, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 English groups, each English group having 8 periods in the cycle. If we move to Year 9, we see that there is a tutor group block here, and this time English is in a block with art, careers, design tech, food studies, etc. On the right hand side of your screen, you'll see all subjects that are available in the school. Don't worry at this stage if this seems daunting. Everything will be explained in detail in a later video. The Classes button displays the classes that were created in the model. Here you see the 4 10G English groups. Each group has 8 periods, as indicated in the bottom left-hand corner, and all of the groups have been staffed. The first group here has been staffed with teacher LPS. If you look at Year 7, you'll see that this class has been split between teacher AN with 8 periods and teacher SH with 1 period. Here on the left you see a list of potential English teachers, and below we can select from the subjects. For example, clicking on Maths will display all of the Maths classes. The Sessions button displays the Sessions page. Here we see the Year 9 Tutor Groups block with Art, Careers, Design Tech, English, Food Studies, etc. This block, you will remember, was created back in the model, and here we see the block on the models page. The English group, you will remember, has 9 periods. These will be delivered as 9 single periods during the cycle, whereas Food Studies, with 2 periods, will eventually appear on the timetable with a single double period. The NCC button takes us to the non-class codes page. Here you can schedule PPA, meetings, etc. But its primary purpose for the timetabler is to schedule part-time teachers' time off. In this example, AMA has both Fridays off during the cycle. The analysis sheet enables us to analyze the curriculum and staffing of the school in a variety of ways. This display shows for each department the number of periods on the curriculum model by year group. For example, the Science department has a commitment to deliver 72 periods in Year 7, 64 periods in Year 8, etc., giving it a total commitment of 536 periods. Fortunately, it can supply 551 periods, giving the Science department a surplus of 15 periods. Overall, the school has a surplus of 70 periods and no department is in deficit. The analysis sheet is often used in the early stages of timetabling to determine whether there are any deficits in the staffing. The areas we have looked at so far have dealt with setting up the timetable structures. To summarize, on the cycles page, set up your school's timetable cycle. Build your curriculum model. Staff your classes. Set the length of any multiple sessions. Use non-class codes to give part-timers their time off. And analyze your curriculum. The remaining 4 buttons provide access to the scheduling facilities in NT6. The block timetabling page shows, in this case, 10G English with its 4 groups, each of which is staffed. You can also see the 8 periods which have been scheduled. I'll delete the first period in the cycle so that you can see how easy it is to schedule on the block page. You simply click and drag to the period that you want scheduled. I'll undo that process so you can see the missing period on the bands page. On the bands page, we see the completed timetable for all year groups for the 2-week cycle, except for 1 period of 10G English, which we can now reschedule into Monday A5. The next page, Auto, enables you to auto-schedule your timetable. But remember, if you give it an impossible problem, it will not find a solution. However, it will take a long time trying to find one. There will be much more about using auto-scheduling later in the course. The last page, Optimize, is used to improve the distribution of lessons. For example, 8S History has 4 periods, but they're unequally distributed. It has 1 period in week 1 and 3 periods in week 2. Running Optimize will attempt to distribute these lessons so that the group has 2 periods in week 1 and 2 periods in week 2. That completes our brief tour of the 10 main pages in NT6. 5 pages for setting up and analyzing the curriculum, 2 pages for manually scheduling the timetable, and 2 pages for auto-scheduling the timetable. Before we finish, we should take a quick look at the menu bar at the top here. The first heading, Process, simply gives an alternative route to the 10 pages we have accessed via the buttons. The second heading, in this case Optimize, will change depending on which page is displayed. So, changing back to Cycle alters the second heading in the menu to Cycle. The Cycle menu contains items such as exchange periods. The Data menu items, among other things, enables the timetabler to send the timetable back to Sims. The Plan menu is used to create and modify subjects, teachers, rooms, etc. The Tools menu has useful items like auto-allocate rooms, combing charts, and clash tables. The Reports menu provides a number of set reports, such as a list of unstaffed classes. The Timetable menu provides a wide range of outputs, including, for example, teacher timetables and year timetables. That concludes the introduction to NovaT6. NovaT6 is an extensive application, and this presentation is an attempt to give you an initial idea of its functions. The course will use NovaT6 as a vehicle to take you through the school timetabling process, and in the next part we will create the school timetable cycle.